What's up? Shotgun Wasabi here. Now I wanted to start off this video by saying that what I really enjoy about Destiny 2 is the constant changes and updates the game provides. It goes through all kinds of different metas when they introduce new updates, and with the new update 2.6.0.1, they introduced the Armor 2.0 system, which really shook up a lot of the game in regards to different perks and the RPG elements to it. So it makes you want to go and revisit those old builds and old exotics. Previously I had reviewed the Getaway Artist. Today I'm going to review the Karnstein Armlets. Now these exotic Warlock gloves, the armor perk is Vampire's Caress. Melee kills instantly restore a large amount of health and continue to restore health afterwards for a short duration. Now the Karnstein Armlets, they're an excellent, often neglected I think, exotic pair of gloves for the Warlock. It seems like the other classes have strong melee builds, but I wanted to present one that I think is comparable to what they have. May not do as much damage and whatnot, but it will keep you alive. I wanted to provide a quick review for both a lot of those new players and a review for those veteran players. Now the Karnstein Armlets have gone through several changes. The last patch was 1.2.3, where melee kills instantly heal you, then grant continuous healing for 8 seconds. Basically what it allows you to do is you get to punch things and you get to heal. Now the benefit of that, of course, is you don't have to actually have melee energy to do so. So just normally punching an opponent allows you to heal. The downside, of course, is you have to be in melee range. But if you couple this with a certain subclass, the 2 Minute Control, where they have the ability Ball Lightning, this is where you can fire an arc projectile that travels forward and releases a perpendicular bolt of lightning. I'll have a demonstration of how you want to effectively use this, but it's a great subclass. This is often neglected. It gives you pretty much a surprise melee attack that most people aren't expecting, especially at the distance that you can hit people with. Now the other abilities in this subclass include Pulse Wave. I really like this ability because when you're critically wounded, it triggers an energy wave that boosts yours and ally speed. Basically, you get to move around much faster than you normally do. It works quite well with the Karnstein Armlets because if you're wounded, you'll heal up and you'll be able to run around much faster. So it kind of works well and it synergizes with this build. Ionic Traces, another great ability. Defeating enemies have a chance to create Ionic Traces. Collecting Ionic Traces grants energy to all your abilities. So not only will you have those armor perks to boost your melee energy, but you'll have this as well. So you will be constantly running around with plenty of grenade energy and melee energy. Now the Super Chaos Reach, it allows you to unleash a long-range channeled beam of concentrated arc energy. While active, press L1 and R1 to deactivate Chaos Reach early and save super energy. It's okay in PvP. I more or less use it as a shutdown super. You don't want to use it too long in the Crucible because it makes you an easy target. But the advantage of using this super is you can generate super energy quite easily and use your super more frequently than the other classes. Because when you shut it down early, you more or less save about a third or a quarter of your super bar. As with any melee-centric build, you can't forget the weapons, and mostly a lot of folks use Monte Carlo just for the fact that with this exotic, it has the Monte Carlo method. Dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. So, and I have a demonstration of that later on, but you'll see that it's very quick to recharge your melee energy, and you'll be constantly with having a melee charge with you. And the other one, Markov Chain. This weapon gains increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. Melee kills grant ammo for this weapon. Again, this weapon synergizes very well with a melee-centric build. And you'll see that you'll be constantly hitting things with your melee and also reloading your weapon. So it's a big synergistic circle, so to speak. And the nice thing about this build is not only does it overcome the limitations of the melee range because you're using Ball Lightning, but also procs other abilities besides the Vampiric Caress here from the Karnstein Armlets. If you have something like Swashbuckler on a weapon. And for those who don't know what Swashbuckler is, it's a perk that grants your weapon increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. So normally you can kill something, you shoot something, it'll proc up to 1 each time you get a kill, up to ×5. But if you kill something within melee range, in this case within that ball lightning range, it automatically procs to ×5. And with the Gnora's Axe ×5, this does a tremendous amount of damage at Swashbuckler ×5. It's a beast in the Crucible when it's fully procced. Now when it comes to the artifact, there's several perks that will help you with this build. There's Ballistic Combo. This grants melee energy on final blows with shield piercing weapons or when a member of your fire team shuts down a barrier champion's ability. Also helpful if you use Unstoppable Melee. Arc melee abilities stagger unshielded enemy combatants strong against unstoppable champions. Of course, these are helpful in PvE. And of course, the most important perk, Thunder Coil. It grants bonus damage for all arc melee abilities and refunds super energy on finisher final blows. And I have a demonstration of this perk in effect. What it does basically increases your damage by 50%, which is pretty significant. Now when it comes to character stats, there's two different ways you can approach this. Since you're using Monte Carlo, you really don't have to worry about putting anything to strength except during those times when there's downtime, because Monte Carlo is only good when you have opponents around or enemies around to shoot at. So if you want to be able to have melee energy available during those downtimes, put more into strength. I opted to put everything into discipline because I like having a grenade and melee charge ready whenever I have those encounters. And here you can see with everything in discipline, it's 32 seconds for a grenade ability cooldown, which is pretty good. So for the most part, when I'm running around the Crucible or doing PvE stuff, I pretty much have a grenade and a melee charge ready to go. And for the Warlock Bond, the class item, I recommend, of course, putting in that Thunder Coil there. And as I said, it does an additional 50% damage, so it's very helpful. If you want, you can also use Outreach. And I have a demonstration of this, with Outreach using 1 perk versus 2 perks. So it's really up to your playstyle. But what Outreach does is it reduces melee cooldown when you're using your class ability. So when you pop your Rift, you get a little bit more melee energy. And now a quick demonstration as to how to use the ball lightning attack. What most people have a tendency to do is just aim at the target straight on. What you actually want to do is kind of aim it above their head. And if you do it right, you can actually get several of the ads in one shot. I'll try to cluster them up together real quick and see if I can get them all together. What I love about this is you've got that healing, almost like having that Devour perk on constantly. And here again, shoot above their head and hit multiple times. And I love the aesthetics, is that when you actually proc the Vampire's Caress, you'll notice that. Let's see if I can get this in. I'll do it right here. On the glove, the fingertips glove, which is a really nice, cool touch. And it only works with the first original skin. If you do it with the other skin, it doesn't work. So that's what I just want to show off. And again, aim above it. You get multiple opponents that way. Alright. Now just a quick demonstration as to how far you can actually hit someone with this ball lightning. Right now we're at 28 meters. And as I said before, instead of aiming directly at the opponent with the ball lightning, you want to kind of aim above. And as you can see, even at that distance, you can proc Vampire's Caress and the Swashbuckler ×5, which is very helpful with this exotic. Quick demonstration of the class item perk, Thunder Coil. And with Thunder Coil, it grants bonus damage for all arc melee abilities and refunds super energy on finisher final blows. And as you can see, do a pretty significant amount of damage to the guy. Alright, let me recharge it. And here you can see the Monte Carlo recharges that ball lightning very quickly. I am going to switch to the thunder coil off, and you'll see how much damage it decreases actually. And you can see it's about, with thunder coil, the damage is about 50% more. Just a quick demonstration as to how much energy, melee energy, you get back from using the outreach perk. Alright, that's just with one perk. Give that away. As you can see, very little. Almost a fifth. Now a quick demonstration of 2 outreach perks on the Warlock Bond. Get rid of that. Again, a little bit more. About a third almost. Alright, and a demonstration of the Monte Carlo, how fast it gets back that melee ability for you. Very helpful. Alright folks, I've got some gameplay following the demonstration. Hopefully you found the video helpful. If you did, please do the YouTube thing and like and subscribe. Wasabi out.
Zone A locked. Zone B captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on.